And we can start now with the Q&A. Of course, I think we have a lot to unwrap because as she mentioned at the very beginning, we will use then the day after to share a link to the videos, because today was not really about the work. It's a bit of a different event compared to usual because we didn't focus on the specific works, but it was more on the process, how ideas can come about.
Thank you so much. It was really very insightful. By insightful, I mean, I will really look into your brain in a way. Thank you for opening it up for us and to see how your thinking processes went and what maybe in the real life, not very important events play such a big role in your artwork. So these perceptions are really interesting, how they unfold into your work. And my question would be actually, I read a bit of your bio, but maybe you could share a little bit more on how you developed, how you ended up in the US, and so on. Like a little bit of your background, if possible, to learn more about you. Thank you.
So I went to school in the United States. I mean, it's very easy. I mean, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, but it was easy. I mean, if I say it, it's so after I graduate from the graduate school, I have 1 year, right, of OPT. Uh, and during the time, I prepared for my artist visa, O1 person. I mean, this category is a person with exceptional ability, but I don't know whether I have exceptional ability or not. But O1, I I was just lucky. I got it. I got the visa, so I could stay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what that's all I could say really. If I couldn't get O1, I was going to go someplace else. Not in the United States, but maybe not in South Korea back then. Maybe I was just looking into maybe Europe somewhere. Looking in like other programs in Europe. But I just wanted to give a try. I'll just apply for the artist visa, O1 visa. If I get it, I'll stay. If I don't get it, I'm gonna leave. But I got it. So
Yeah, thank you very much for your presentation. It was really insightful, and I agree that it's so interesting that you shared this specific moments that's said that they're maybe not so important so from outside for like for some random people, but you understand the importance for yourself inside. And yeah, thank you for sharing this because I'm not involved in art professionally, but I still know that there are some moments inside me as well, but maybe they're just in another sphere, but I think it doesn't matter. What I wanted to ask, I don't know, maybe this is kind of naive question, but for people who are involved in art professionally. But you said that you start to write, and I'm just wondering, what does this mean? Why do you do this? Do you do this to, I don't know, crystallize the idea, to think it over, and to finish it? And then you, I don't know, write the plot of your videos, write the concept, and what do you do after this with those texts? So do you publish them somewhere? Do you have any plans, ideas, what to do with this in the future? Thank you.
I don't have a plan. I just do it for sake of doing it. And then sometimes so okay, let's this way. If you're doing if whether it is writing, whether it is a painting, whether it is photography, whether it is filmmaking, your art is just a bit smarter than you are. You gotta trust it, and just a little bit faster than you are, and just a little bit stronger than you are. It's just a tiny bit, but it makes huge difference. You have to trust this. I cannot trust myself, but I can trust myself. I always I, I I can trust myself, but when you start writing it, or when you start making it, when you start painting it, with just the moment that you do, then you will know it. This thing, whatever that is, this art, it's just little tiny bit smarter, faster, stronger than you are. And that will guide you, really.
Thank you. Magali, hi. Please unmute
Hi,
yourself.
thank you. Thank you for your talk. From what you have shared so far, like your decision to help the dancer, the decision to have the dinner parties, and taking your nephew and niece to see the lights, it sounds like when you let go of your preconceived notions of what your work should be, you get more inspired to go beyond the idea of the surface. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Mm. Mm. Yeah, there is always moments that you have to sort of put down yourself. But this is not like, it doesn't, for me, it doesn't come with like a practicing yoga or like meditation. It just came with the moments that, I don't know, I'll just do something else sort of moment.
But those moments usually include someone else. You said, yeah,
Yeah.
if you think of it,
Right.
every single time you said you're not no yoga, no meditation, you actually go into action.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Because with the dancer, talk to her with your with the house, you went and clean and then involved a bunch of people with your niece and nephew. So there is always an interaction with other people.
Yes. So, but this is not, it's one thing though. It was not the goal to have them involved in the work. It was just for me, like, oh, I would just do something else. Okay, I go to swimming or something, you know.
Yeah, but you don't go solitary. That's the thing. It seems. I mean, based on the story you shared, the way would you? Does this resonate with you to ignite? You didn't do it because of that, but in the end, it's interaction what ignited your works. At least those you shared with us today.
Yeah,
and if I think other of your works, it's kind of the same.
Yeah. I see. Yeah, that's a yeah. Okay, so solitary thing is a default. This meditation, yoga, that's a default. I go to retreat every 2-3 months. That's my life default. But besides that, yeah.
Thank you, Magali.
Okay, thank you. Very important question. Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking, now I think my work is about relationships.
No, it's not about that, but you can clearly see that the spark comes very often from there. Hi, sorry.
So thank you for sharing your sort of intellectual and creative process. I'm a writer, and I found that a lot of the ways that you were framing your process for us felt very similar to me, in the sense of finding pieces of inspiration constantly and tying them all together. That's sort of the magic part.
Yeah.
And I also found your advice about sort of keeping your work a bit loftier, or maybe more challenging or difficult than you think you're able to handle. I think that's really important too. I think you have to be a little bit scared and uncertain that you're going to rise to whatever it is that you've set out for yourself. And, you explained this experience very clearly with this house. You you weren't quite sure you were going to be able to achieve it. And I think maybe if you had gone there and everything had worked out sort of how you predicted, maybe it wouldn't have been so successful for you, right? So anyway, we could talk for a really long time because you have a very interesting brain. But I did want to ask, speaking of the house, something practical. How the hell did that thing end up there in Texas? What is the story behind the Futuro house in Texas? Do you know anything about the history?
So okay, the future house. I did research on future house. So I know that future house history is adventure shonen. I watched the documentary, so it was for sure that I'm going to shoot future house. And then I did Google Maps, find all these different locations of a future house. There's one in Philadelphia, one in Delaware. Even Delaware one was prettier. But for me, it has to be in Texas because it's my whim. Because I love Sam Shepard.
Me
Oh
too.
my God. Yeah. And his book, Motel Chronicles, I have this fantasy that I go to like place. Actually, uh, Paris, Texas, Wim Wenders' work, the film was based on this Motel Chronicles. He read the Wim Wenders read the Motel Chronicles and then contacted Sam Shepard to join as a writer. So without Motel Chronicles, Paris, Texas wouldn't. I mean, maybe something similar, but not exactly, right? So because of the Sam Shepard and Wim Wenders, I wanted to shoot this work in Texas, so it's gotta be Texas. So I was very stubborn about this, and people like friends of all friends of mine said, "No, no, 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 go to Delaware, go to Philadelphia, and then even Chicago. You're not gonna go to Texas. You don't know anyone in Texas. I have no idea. You, yeah, it's even like difficult to find a place to stay. Yeah.
How did that house end up there, though? Do you know?
A future house?
Yeah. Did
Future
somebody buy it
Yeah.
and put it there?
Somebody bought it. And then it's back then in 20th century, they bought, like, people do buy the future house for their garden, or it was designed as a ski pod, like a resort. They put it in a resort, and um but after generations and generations, it's difficult to sustain as is, and also it's not fashionable items anymore. So they wanted to throw them away. It's a very bulky thing to throw them away. And then, so what happened for this future house in Roy City? And then someone said, "We will donate this for people," and they left it by the road, and then yeah, around that future house there's like a couple like trailer homes actually, and they were using it as a big garbage can.
The irony
Yeah.
is amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
When you were talking just before about how art is just a little bit faster and smarter than you are, it kind of made me think of Elizabeth Gilbert's book Big Magic, where she talks about how when inspiration strikes, like you have to run with it. And the universe has a plan for everything, right? She also talks about a project that came to her mind, and then she kind of shelved it for a while, and then it disappeared, went off. And I wondered if that had ever happened to you where you had to postpone something. And then, the idea in your mind kind of either lost momentum, died, went away. And whether it came up somewhere else or whether there's a project that you think, oh, I really wish I had followed through on that.
Yeah. There's a couple works that I officially finished it, but I know I didn't finish it. It's because one of the work I got the. Should I say this? I'm gonna just say it. I got the little grant from this foundation, and of course I applied for it. And when I apply it, you have to write a lot about work. And I thought, oh my God, this proposal is beautiful. I mean, not the beautiful, but it's very concrete. When I wrote this proposal, the work already finished it on this paper. I could see it very clearly. And I applied it. Of course, I got this grant. And when I got this grant, I was like, I don't know if I can make it because it's already done. It's so clear. There's no mystery. I don't. I don't know. I don't know how to do it. It's almost like you have to fall in love with someone who you've been together for like 30 years. Like you've been together for like several decades, and you want to divorce it, and you divorce it, and now you have to restart it, kind of a thing. I thought so. I couldn't make it. I was like, so I made it because I have this money, I had to make. I made something. I was like, it was so sucky for me. It's like I didn't. It's not on my website, so you cannot find it. Maybe later when I look at it, maybe I like that. I don't know. But that's kind of I have like several works in my box of Pandora,
But nothing that showed up, because in this book, and I think this is what you refer to, there is a moment in which this writer, she meets with another writer, and this other writer said, I'm writing about this book. And she was like, oh God, I want you to write about exactly that. And now my idea jumped on you. Did this ever happen to you? You found somewhere an idea you were working on and you abandoned, and then someone else put it in action or made a work about it?
Yeah, I mean, that happens, I think, a lot. That happens to almost anyone in the creative process, I think. It's very common. But you don't know if it's the same thing. It's not going to be the same. You can't live the same life, so you just have to write it. Otherwise, you cannot know if it's the same idea or not. Yeah.
Good evening. Good night.
Hey. Hi.
Hi.
I thank you for the talk. I'm coming to you from Southern California, so I have seen some of the things that you've taken pictures of up close. I was about to type the question in the chat box, but I'll try to reiterate what I was saying. First, I back to what was said before about the Googie architecture and the irony of it. I think you will find a lot of that architecture in LA, and as well as you go through the Midwest, because it dotted the Route 66 that went from Chicago to Santa Monica. There's a lot of these architectural features like that are in disrepair or decay. So I find that it is ironic that you have this kind of idealized version of the future that we see now as a bit of a caricature. but now it's all kind of falling apart. I feel that there's a lot of commentary in that, especially given that it's coming from a U.S. perspective. So I was just wondering what your thoughts were about that, and then also how did you find living in the United States? What were your challenges? Was there any culture shock? Is there anything that really stood out to you that was kind of that you didn't realize would be something you confront being in the United States? So
Thank you.
curious to hear your opinion about that.
I thank you for asking. I think it's a very good question for me. I've been living in the United States for what more than 25, I mean, almost 30 years. I don't know how long, but my culture shock just started recently. Recent years, actually. This is like, oh my God, is this the America that I really thought of, or what? And my culture shock started like several years ago, and it's continuing now. So we don't know. So I don't know what's going to happen after. Yeah. Yeah. And also the Googie. Yeah. Googie is actually for the Googie architecture, you will see, if you see the full version, the all the glitters, all the flickers, it's not about the Googie architecture actually. It's about this fleeting moment of the life. So you will see, if you see you will see the full version of the work, the full movie of the work. Yeah.
So the Googie was
the
inspired moment, or yeah.
It's like a
starting
MacGuffin.
point.
It's like a MacGuffin. I show Googie, but I don't talk about the Googie itself. It's like a future house. It's a MacGuffin for me to talk about hope, maybe. But Googie it's a MacGuffin for me to talk about this this fleeting moment of the life.
Yes.
Yeah, as a non-artist, for me, it's always fascinating to hear the stories about how your art, how the process about behind it. And we already talked about the interaction, which is part of your process, apparently, and about some limitations. And in a normal life with so many opinions around and so many people talking to us, so many out there in the media, during your process, do you sometimes feel like, oh, this person said this to me and now I need to go a different path? Or I kind of sense you kind of already, you have your experience and you said sometimes we might have the same idea, but you just have to go for it. But how do you deal with all the comments and opinions which come to you, or maybe not? I don't know.
That's interesting question. That's very interesting question. I never thought about it actually.
The audience came, she doesn't care.
Yeah.
That's an answer.
Yeah. This is who you are, you just, you know who you are. So, I mean, it's not like I don't care. Well, I listen to it, but it doesn't, I mean, then like, okay, maybe this is what you need, but maybe, all right, it really, I don't know. That's just something. Yeah,
You don't care.
care, but I don't. But I care, but up until the point, it doesn't matter to me.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Why are you here in Seoul now? Is there an exhibition about your work, or?
Yeah. I just had my exhibition last September. Yeah, and just wrapped up. Yeah, and going back to New York in December. Yeah, just just family matters. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, and it was at CR Collective that I
Yeah.
just mentioned. So the director tuned in to listen to the talk.
Hi, I'm also a non-artist. I've been following Jay's work for quite a bit of time now. And today it seems that she has selected some works from her earlier days up to maybe work that was like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years ago to her most recent work. But it was the first time that I really heard about how in depth about how she works on these pieces. In particular, I own a very earlier work with a still cut that she did with the Emerson Cunningham Dance Company. So anyway, I just wanted to thank Raffaella because I think I didn't know about the existence of ARTCaffè, but it's thanks to this gathering that for the first time I could really hear about the workings of how Jay's mind works and creativity works. So it was very insightful. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Okay. And with this, we can say class dismissed. Thank you.